live. And are we up? Somebody chat it up, guys.
Yo,
we should be up. As far as I can tell, I am. Let's see. You know what? Let's. Can you tell? Can you check your end, guys, and see if we are?
I do not see it.
Don't see
Still
it.
says starting soon.
It says live 1 minute and 2 seconds now.
Okay, so hopefully it'll shoot up in a second.
Shoot up in a second.
Wow, what the heck? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Facebook
is.
It takes a couple of seconds to go through sometimes.
Right, so
I'm refreshing.
Refresh. I'll put up the counter again.
Yep, I see us.
Okay. Well. All right, welcome to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. As far as I was told, we are on live. Welcome to season 4. I'm New York Pete, and I'm here with my best friend at Tipsy Toaster. I'm here with Tiny Bean Tara, and none other than our special guest tonight, again, coming back, and that is, of course, Dr. Chris McAuley. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we are. It's like the Brady Bunch.
I was thinking Hollywood Squares.
We need Paul Lind, guys.
Yeah, right.
Square.
Got to play Hollywood Squares one time just for fun.
Oh my God, we can. Of course, we can. We can do whatever we want. So, listen. Let's. I'm looking for comments. I see you. Hey guys, good day from Baz. Baz Under, thank you. From Down Under, thank you very much. Gary Hickman, Commander Kane, also known as Paul, thank you for joining us. Superfan Fran, and everybody else, as you come on, put up something so we can recognize you. Chris, what is it that we usually say here on the show when we open it and we welcome everybody?
Y'all are crazy.
Yes, yes. I guess that's the new season.
The new season. Y'all are crazy.
Where everybody's crazy. Yeah. For tuning in. Right. Okay. All right.
Guys, we say, let's get drunk. And what do you got tonight?
Well, what I got tonight is none other than Budweiser.
The king of beers.
That's right. You know it. So you even know the actual saying.
Well, I remember the old commercials too. The Bud. Why? Dessert.
That's right.
Frogs.
And what? Yes. Oh, that was right. That's good stuff. You're dating yourself, but that's okay. What are you drinking?
Well, someone's got to date me.
Come on, Tipsy. What do you got?
I am honoring Pete tonight because he likes cider so much. I found a cider that's kind of local area here.
Cool.
That is they got Pickles the dog on the front cover. And it is from a company called Swilled Dog. Hard cider. This one's caramel apple.
Ooh,
okay.
Nice.
And it is our flavorful ciders are handcrafted in West Virginia to bring together friends and family looking for a good time. We believe that making an impact is in the community as we serve. So we like to chase squirrels and a good game of fetch. Thank you, Lucky Pickles dog.
Awesome.
Okay.
Lucky Pickles. Gotta love it.
Lucky Pickle. All right. Hey, if you say so.
6.9% alcohol. And look, Pickles signed the bottom.
Signed it. He personalizes each can.
Each can. Yeah, look at that. See?
Good puppy. Good puppy.
Tiny Bean, what are you drinking?
Oh, you know me. Cheap white wine, Boda Box special this week.
Is it a box?
Excellent.
Is it actually a
Yeah.
box? You got to bring the box on.
I should. I really should.
Box on. Like, what do you got?
Here's
Well,
the
I've got
box.
a black label. It says wine. Kind of like the other day when I had the
those
regular
were
beer.
Excellent. Yes, that was good. Absolutely. And then, of course, none other than our special guest.
And I want to go there and get this beer from him.
Oh, wait a minute. This is good. Dr.
can't wait.
McAuley, what is it that you're drinking?
Right, we know in the time-honored fashion what my wife does to me every time I come on here. She will buy me the beer that I will hate the most, just to watch the physical reaction in my face. Right, but this is absolutely overboard this time around. Right, so let's start with our gold label special, shall we?
Oh yeah, of course.
So this is called, is it Fuego?
Fuego, yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Now, last time I was on, around Christmas time, I was reading out that there was an allergy in the beer. It was milk, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
This time the allergy is warning. Contains hot chili peppers. Right?
I want it.
Somebody's in for a sore arse tonight.
I want it.
That's beer. That's beer one, right? Beer two is even better.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Now, this is called, from Russell Brewing, really angry Scotch Imperial Ale. So Fuego was, let me see the percentage. What was it? Was it 11.5%? So kid stuff.
Yeah.
That's 22 proof. 23 proof, actually.
This is 15. So I'll read out what it says in the back of this because there's a bit of a blurb. Introducing the really angry Imperial Scotch Ale, an opulent interpretation of the 19th century 90 shilling Scotch Ale. This robust Scotch Ale retains its roots in Edinburgh, but boasts an elevated malt profile. Oh, God, this is going to be horrible. With a pronounced malt character, crafted using a selection of Scottish specialty malts, including peated malt. They really like their malts. This Imperial version delivers an even more profound experience with a smoky essence, setting it apart from its traditional counterpart. I don't know what any of this means, but yeah. Now, I also have on standby Old Faithful.
There you go.
if we are trying to get sponsorship from the illustrious Budweiser, I think sometimes we have to put a little bit more effort into it. So let's try this. Get ready to elevate your moments with the iconic taste of Budweiser, the king of beers. Unleash the spirit of celebration and camaraderie with every sip of our legendary brew, crafted with the finest ingredients and a time-honored brewing tradition. Budweiser delivers a crisp, smooth taste that's second to none. From casual hangouts to epic gatherings, Budweiser sets the stage for unforgettable memories. Dive into a world of bold flavour and unmatched quality. Whether you're kicking back with friends, firing up the grill, or cheering on your favourite team, Budweiser is the perfect companion for every occasion. Feel the energy, embrace the moment, and raise a cold one to good times ahead. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose extraordinary of Budweiser. Grab your pack today and let the good times roll. Cheers to the king of beer.
Yeah.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Well said. All right.
Amazing.
Well, I think, okay, Lola's up. Chuck is up.
Yeah, they said
Everybody's
it's not on the IFB page.
All right. Well, let's take a quick look. I'm on it, and we are up and running, brother.
It started a little late on mine as well, on the Facebook page.
We are running. Eric Patton is back. Eric was on a sabbatical. Welcome back, Professor. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Here's the time when we're going to, let's open these up. So ready? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, yeah. Woo!
Oh. It's going all over the place.
That's one way to enjoy it, man. Come on.
I think she prepped that one. Prep that one. So how much has actually gone into the look how much has actually gone in there?
Oh my gosh.
It's so hot, it jumps out of the can.
That's it.
Fuego,
That's
right.
the only
Well-
beer that you can't drink because it jumps out of the can and runs away.
Yeah.
Fuego.
I'm
Get
drinking.
it,
See,
local
it's
liquor stores near
appropriate.
you.
It's Vader. Vader's watching over it, and maybe that's what it's happening.
There you go.
Midtown.
Oh, you got a little Midtown? All right. Well, I'm pouring her out.
Ready?
And oh, look at that. Love it.
Mm.
Budweiser, baby, all the way. Love it. Gary, thanks for tuning in. Karen's with us. Thank you, Karen. Eric says, great to be here, not seeing other comments where I am. All right, guys, come on in. John 1, cheers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So without further ado, we have a saying here at IFB. I actually brought it up a couple of times today throughout the day with many others that I've encountered that are also fans. So if you would, Tipsy, we have our little
Yes.
motto.
We always appreciate everybody out there, but it's always the fans that fuel the fleet.
That's right. So here's to you. Here's to all the fans.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Cheers, bro.
Mm.
Oh my God. Oh, hey, McAuley, take it easy, man.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
oh,
I'm so
Oh.
jealous. I'm so jealous.
See,
Oh,
everybody has to suffer, and on this show tonight, it's obviously Chris McAuley's turn.
My wife is watching this and laughing upstairs.
wow. Your wife is my hero.
Oh, Captain Martin is in the house. George Zuvalos, thank you for joining us.
George.
Outstanding. All right,
Amazing.
cool.
Yeah, thanks, Baz. Yeah, yes, the current congratulations are in order. Thank you.
So yes, that's right. Congratulations. I didn't know if you were gonna bring this up, but
Yeah.
congratulations,
I am now
Tipsy
engaged.
Toaster. You now have an imperious leader.
Yes.
So there you go. All the best. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
That's great.
Mhm. So, Tiny Bean, I put together your slides. I put together the pictures and the slides and the
Those
stuff.
things.
Mm,
Yeah, those things.
Those things with
Those
the
Those little
things.
things.
graphics
yeah.
on them and
Yeah.
amazing.
So
things
I'm
that you
going
use
to,
like
yeah.
enhance the
Jazz
experience.
hands. You gotta
Jazz
have your
hands. So I am going to let you then take over, and I will, I'll click since Tipsy Toaster's just kind of taking it easy. He's been building mediocre modeler will be very happy to
Oh,
hear, Tipsy,
yeah.
that you are making stuff and building stuff. So that's good.
Ooh,
But
amazing.
all right, so Tiny Bean, we're gonna talk a little bit about your coverage
Mhm.
while Mr. Chris McAuley, Mr. McAuley he's having some issues there, I know, but that's okay. So we'll get back to that because we're gonna have another laugh in a minute.
No
But
worries.
here you go, it's all yours. Take it away,
All
Tiny
right,
Bean.
guys. Wow. Hello, IFB. Happy spring. Hope you're all doing well. It's great to be here as always. Welcome to Tiny Bean's Corner of the Fleet, where we discuss new and otherwise interesting things for your potential viewing pleasure. Lots of good stuff to talk about this week, so let's dive in. Now, I have been a part of the IFB family for over 3 years now, and I've talked about a lot of things. You all know what I like. I mean, besides the obvious Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, Star Trek, you know I'm super into Alien, anything fantasy. I love a good thriller, crazy action movies, anything esoteric and weird, sign me up. But did you also know that I am a huge fan of Bond? James
James
Bond.
Bond.
As a kid, it was Sean Connery on TV whenever it aired. Though my first Bond in the theater was actually Roger Moore in Moonraker.
Ooh.
Which now I loved, even though I thought he should still be playing Simon Templar the Saint, but he was great. So I absolutely also adored Daniel Craig's spin on the role. He was incredible. Now, they have been talking for a while now about replacements, and it seems like all signs point to our new Bond as a young man named Aaron Taylor Johnson. all he has to do is sign the contract. I am so happy about this news, especially since 14 years ago, he starred in Kick-Ass, a delightfully charming,
my gosh.
nerdy kid turned superhero movie. And I think it's amazing that Kick-Ass has
crap.
grown up to be James Bond.
No.
Oh, no way.
I didn't get that. I didn't understand. I just put the slides together. I was like, all right, Kick-Ass. What?
Right?
Oh my God.
Amazing. And if you're looking for something else fun where you can check him out, a few months back, I recommended this silly action film Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
he's in that. And
Oh,
he does
really?
a fine job. So check out 007 is in good hands, my friends. Stay tuned for more
Wow.
news there. Next up, we finally have a release date for the epic Game of Thrones spinoff, House of the Dragon. And it is a lot earlier than we expected. HBO has announced that the new 8-episode season will drop June 16th. Super psyched to see where they go with this. Not unlike the original Thrones, it is dark, it is gloomy, it is violent, and oh yeah, there are dragons. Whenever there are dragons, you can count me in. Expect a lot more craziness to come this season, guys. Now, full disclosure, I was not quite as big a fan of this one as I was of Thrones. It's a bit more Dynasty with dragons for me, but I still am looking really forward to this. I'm sure it will continue to get better. I just miss me some Tyrion Lannister to roots for, you know? Now, here is a super fun one, guys. I love Jeff Goldblum. And I know I am not alone here. Some people may even liken him to a god. Well,
No.
how about Jeff Goldblum as Zeus?
Whoa.
Yeah, hang on to your hats, guys. Netflix just dropped a teaser trailer for an 8-part epic dark comedy series called Chaos, a modern-day contemporary retelling of Greek mythology. I know, right? I mean, this is going to be incredible. The cast is off the hook. It includes David Thewlis as Hades, Janet McTeer as Hera, Cliff Curtis as Poseidon. I am super excited for this, guys.
Wow.
No release date because it's Netflix. It just says coming soon. So let's definitely keep an eye on this one, guys. That's going to be fun. Check out that teaser trailer. It's really cute. So now jumping into reviews this week, guys, let's start with a surprise. I love me some good 80s action, and I have found very, very fond memories of 1989's So Bad You Had to Like It, Roadhouse. Because, you know, hey, Patrick Swayze, always good. I never imagined that somebody would remake it. And I would love to have been in the room where they decided to do so and said, hey, you know who would make a good Swayze? Jake Gyllenhaal. Because who does that? Okay. But I am ready to eat those words, guys. The new spin on Roadhouse is so much fun. You have got to check this out, guys. It is less of a remake and more of an homage to the spirit of the original. It's a mysterious traveling tough guy gets asked to provide muscle for a resort town roadhouse, this time in the gorgeous setting of Key West. And of course, chaos ensues. Gyllenhaal is really terrific. I mean, who knew he could fight like that? But the real surprise here, guys, is Conor McGregor, who devours this role as an unhinged bad guy with so much glee. It is electric. He looks like he is having the time of his life, and it is indeed infectious to watch. Billy Magnuson is also a standout as the scenery-chewing bad guy mastermind. It's directed by the always stellar Doug Liman, who brought us Edge of Tomorrow and the Bourne movies, too. So there is some degree of legit pedigree here. See this one, guys. Remember, just check your brain at the door and enjoy. This one is on Amazon Prime. Now, pull up a seat, lean in a little closer. Are we ready to discuss the 3-body problem?
Hell yeah.
Oh, well, no secret in Tiny
March
Bean's
21st.
Corner. I have been eagerly awaiting this one for well over a year. I devoured the book, dying to jump into book 2. The series just hit Netflix, and I am giddy. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way first, shall we? It's been divisive in the sci-fi community, mostly because the book is the most beloved sci-fi epic from China, and not at all without merit. But there have been some criticisms that the series has been too westernized. I get it. I absolutely do. I also get why it was necessary to open this brilliant saga up to a wider audience. By moving some of the action and locations out of China and making for more international settings, it certainly makes it more accessible. It also softens or stays out of most of the Chinese history besides that brutal opening scene. You know the one I mean. So, yes, for the purists, there are changes to the book, but these changes are done extremely well. Not unlike Game of Thrones when it came out, the book purists all had their quibbles. The flip side is the viewers who also feel that it's a little too highbrow intellectual for them. I'll give you that. This is the opposite of Roadhouse, check your brain at the door. This is buckle up and pay attention viewing. So that quibble is justified. If you call it a quibble, I call it a plus. So, nevertheless, the three-body problem is an epic, mind-bending saga that combines elements of science. The title alone references a supposedly unsolvable physics-mathematic problem. It's got drama, alien invasion, multi-dimensions, and virtual reality gaming. I won't give too much away here, guys, but there is this mysterious virtual reality headset that takes the wearer into another dimension where things get crazy. Who is behind it? Multiple locations and character threads are woven together to take you on this journey. Stellar visual effects, by the way. I expected nothing less from David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who adapted Game of Thrones to the screen. They also have a way of setting up shots, especially tense conversations between 2 or 3 characters that is like straight out of Game of Thrones. So it is really, really well done. Also, like Thrones, maybe not quite for the faint of heart, shall we say? Yeah, I'm looking at you, episode 5. Yeah. Right. Seriously, though, one of the best episodes of TV I have ever seen, and also one of the most brutal. Remember the Red Wedding? Well, this is worse. But it is spine-tingling how good it really is. You will truly not know what is going to happen next. One reviewer said it is bold, unflinching, creative, imaginative, and completely unique. We need more sci-fi like this. Still no word for sure if there will be a second season. This is Netflix after all. They are notorious for that. But if there isn't, it will be a crying shame. So check this one out, guys, and tell me what you think. And that is all for the corner this week. Back to you.
Wow. Outstanding. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I wanted to throw this in because Professor Patton brought this up when you were talking about James Bond. He said that, let's see, Jane Seymour, Britt Eklund, Patrick McNee, and Bruce Glover, the 4 Galactica performers who were also in a Bond film. Bam!
Oh, Eric Patton, well
cool,
done. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep. That was pretty cool. Of course, our unofficial fact checker, Rob, is with us. George G jumped on. Of course, Sean Shallow from Balsar Bulletin Board is here with us. Thank you all for joining us live. Appreciate it. Mediocre Modeler, cheers and beers. I thought we were going to do a female Bond.
They tossed around a lot of different ideas.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be an African American Bond. That's what last I heard.
Yeah. I was, full disclosure, I was pulling for Idris Elba.
Okay,
but I'll take Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think that they're going for young. He's 34, I think 34 or 35, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's young. But then my mom pointed out Sean Connery was 31 when he started this franchise.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice little bit of trivia. Rob Bounds says Barry Nelson 2, albeit not official 007.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
Love it.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much, Tiny Bean, for doing what you do. Tipsy?
I'm anxious to look at the three-body problem. Do you feel that that is real sci-fi or is it more fantasy?
It's both. It is.
Oh boy, debate.
It's
Yeah.
got that both. You can argue either side of that coin. It is credited as being a sci-fi. It is considered the biggest sci-fi epic out of China, but there are definitely fantasy elements in it. But they, as you know, and without giving much away, they dovetail. So it's kind of got everything. It's got
Okay.
something for everything.
As long as it's not a waste of time, I can probably do that one. But
No.
and you're talking to a person who has seen zero. Actually, no, I take that back. Somebody told me to do one. I watched one episode, the very first episode of Game of Thrones, and that was it. I haven't seen any of the other episodes.
And both of those are definitely fantasy. Those are
fantasy, and that's
right?
kind of. I like to be I'm more of a diehard sci-fi guy. I'm not more of a fantasy. I can't pronounce the names.
No, I get it. I get it. I mean, and there's quite a bit of science here too in Three Body. If one hold out till episode 3. Do me a favor, watch the first 2, then watch episode 3, and then when you clean on to like what is happening, you'll go, oh. And you'll go,
excellent.
oh, okay. Sci-fi.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Because Mediocre Modeler, right? Says Three Body Problem is fantastic. So far, more sci-fi than fantasy. So
yes.
All right.
Yeah. It's really good.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for doing what you do, Tiny Bean, and we look forward to the next update. And just keep doing what you do, and thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy. We'll see you soon.
You got it. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye, guys.
All right. So I think that our special guest, Dr. Chris McAuley, has assessed the situation, and I think he's now.
Is he still on fire?
He was.
I mean,
and
if you dump that stuff out, I'm sure it catches everything else. It's like napalm, I'm sure.
Yeah, he did.
There you go, napalm.
He got the fire blanket out, and I think he's back now. So I'm going to bring him back. And are you? You need to unmute yourself. Are you? You're there? Yeah.
Yeah, I went into my eyes. That stung like hell. I went upstairs, and I was like, I went upstairs. I was like, yeah, okay. And my wife was just laughing. She was like Blofeld, from James Bond. You were talking about James Bond. She's got the cat. She's going, got you. So the can's a pressurized can, so of course, everywhere. So I managed to get the whole thing cleaned up. Now, without any incident, without any further incident, I have the Angry Scotsman open. So
watch what see. You might unleash. You're gonna unleash like a very pissed off Scots gin, right? The genie's gonna come out of there.
No,
and let's see what havoc he's gonna play.
And I think the Fuego stuff was actually introduced in the first Aliens movie. It's the blood from the alien.
Oh yeah,
so it burns through multiple.
It was pretty. It was pretty rough.
You're gonna get an angry Scotsman's gonna come out and start yelling at you.
It's gonna be Scotty. Scotty from Star Trek.
Screaming. He's gonna get out. He's gonna start pulling
Look at that Steelers walls, laddie. Look at all that beer all over the walls. You wasted that beer. That beer could have poured a car for a week.
Oh my God!
Of course,
so,
Scotty
with
his.
That's it. Oh.
So, all right, Chris McAuley, let's go for number 2, man, because number 1 was a mess.
Number 2, I've got.
Okay,
I've opened it up. So we've got it. It's here.
You got it set. Okay,
it's just settling at the minute. It's one of those ones that has to settle a little bit. So it should be great. We'll see what this one's like over the course of the.
I think we need to make a beer that's called Alien's Blood now. I can see that.
Yeah, why not?
That's
Yeah,
Why not?
And,
Yeah.
you know, instead of really angry Imperial Scottish Ale, slightly pissed off Irish piss or something like that, and you drink it.
Oh boy.
we need a Dracula themed beer. There we
Oh,
go.
see
It
now.
has to be a red ale.
Yeah, I
It
have.
has to be a red ale.
Yeah, we did a red ale and we did a black ale.
Oh,
About
did you?
2 years ago, we did have a Stokerverse series of beers in Canada,
Cool.
and we did that, and they weren't too bad. You know, they were quite
No fair, man. Come
palatable.
on. And what about are you going to have the pipe tobacco and the cigars and stuff as well, or what?
No, but that's a good idea, isn't it?
You heard it here first.
Branch out.
All right, so we're offline. We're going to talk about this. We have someone that can help us out with that.
Stokerverse, the lunchbox. Stokerverse, the fork.
Why not? The spork. Yeah, come on. Well, Chris McAuley.
It's all about merchandising.
That's right. Tonight, you are here as our guest, and we are anxious to get into some of the updates with your Stokerverse and the video game.
Sure.
It's some of the things have been written about. You've been on a tour. You went to San Francisco. There was a major gaming event that you attended. You were actually a guest. You were flown down there, and so you've been doing things in the shadows. And we want to know, well, what's the deal? What's going on?
Well, you guys have the demo that you're going to play tonight live.
Yes,
you also have exclusive screenshots of the game.
Yes, we do,
which haven't been shown anywhere else.
Oh,
so yeah.
Well, now that you let the cat out of the bag, now they're coming up. There you go. Yeah. Bam! Look at that.
So yeah, first level is essentially Dracula's castle.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a Metroidvania game. You know, anybody who's played the Castlevania Symphony Night,
that's cool.
Same thing, you know. And then I think we have some screenshots of level 2 as well in there somewhere of the song. You can see the save room. So that's the 2 dragons and the save room and the little save book.
I didn't get that far yet.
So that's
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, so the little flames they burn blue and dance about, and you know, so yeah, there's secret areas that you can go to. You know,
that's what that is.
I met that dude, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
So there's some zombies, and you can pick up weapons like revolvers.
Oh boy, that's cool.
I haven't got the revolver to work yet.
Press fire and up at the same time. So you do it. So little puzzles where you're pushing blocks and stuff and jumping about and all of that. Some enemies you have to jump over and attack from the back if they've got like shields.
Yeah, took me 3 lives to figure that one out.
Tipsy Toaster figured that one out.
Yeah.
There's the gun. There's the revolver.
Yeah. So you can do so for example certain puzzles, like, you know, if there's if you can't get to a certain area, you can shoot a bullet and it can hit the little lever there to activate the chain.
Cool. What's with the chairs, man?
Oh, you can knock the chairs over.
Oh, okay.
If you're a particularly angry Scotsman, you can knock all the chairs over in the game for no reason whatsoever.
Chair lives matter.
That's it.
So and what's this? I see the one with the red. What is that?
That's the outside of the castle. So as you start descending into down the castle, you're actually starting to descend into hell. Bram Stoker intended that the castle was over a hellmouth. It's actually over a volcano. But it's as you start descending down the castle, you start to see all kinds of freaky weird stuff.
Ooh, I like that.
That's how Hunter escapes in the first level.
And then there's what's the blue orb?
I don't actually know what that is. Nobody's told me yet. It's as much a mystery to me. Looks great, though.
Yeah, it looks cool. What is that?
I'm assuming it is some like
an arc reactor from Iron Man.
Yeah, it's probably. I think it's something like you can level up your abilities at certain points. It could be
that's cool.
Points. See more of the castle. There's some more of the castle design.
Yeah, the skeletons.
Got to jump over to the skeletons and attack them from the back.
Tried to shoot him from below, but that didn't work.
That didn't work. I
Stab him
saw.
from
Yes, Tipsy Toaster's futility was quite engaging.
So you can, once you level up your magic abilities, then you can do fire attacks as well on the enemies. Yeah.
Okay.
So you do get XP as you play on, and you get various experience points and magic skills and things like that. So that's him down in the crypts, I believe.
Okay.
Down at the crypt level. Well, that's at the very start of the game. That's where you start. You're Jonathan Harker, and you're in that chair at that table, and you realize you've got to get out of Castle Dracula.
Oh, nice. And then, I mean, so this is just moving forward, correct?
Yeah, this is more of the first level.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just
that is the first level.
That is the first. Yeah. So the demo you can't. This is
I haven't got that far yet either.
This is level 2.
I like the blue one. Yeah,
nice. This is the Somme. This is set in First World War. So that's the Somme. Yeah. So that's the exclusive stuff that I had to talk to our publisher about showing off.
Wow,
that's cool.
So
that is awesome.
There was a bit of a conversation at 3 a.m. my time that was had. Of can we show this and can we do this demo and are you okay with this? And yeah, so it was all fine. So so that's what you can look forward to in level 2. I think in total there's something like 8 levels. And then eventually you go right the way back to Castle Dracula, but a very changed Castle Dracula at the end. And then you have all your abilities and characters that you can choose from. There's going to be about 5 characters you can choose from.
Cool.
So,
very cool.
George says he's going to design the cigars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's our resident cigar aficionado. Actually even went to Cuba with a permit and was able to then enjoy Cuban cigars. So he is definitely well versed.
Very nice. I used to smoke King Edward cigars in the UK.
There you go.
These were my cigars of choice
from back in the day. Well, Chris McAuley, we now have been able to show off a little bit of level 1 and level 2 again as exclusives here on IFB regular show. Thank you for bringing those on, and I'm going to now kind of ask you, what is the timetable for the release, and is it PC only? There's a question I got today. Is this going to be exclusive to a particular console? Or is it a PC game, or tell us more about?
No, so it's going to be finished in May and should be out around about Halloween time. You can already pre-order it.
Oh, Halloween time.
Yeah, but it's quite a strange release. It will be on PS4, Steam, Xbox, Switch, usual suspects. But we're also releasing it as a Game Boy cartridge for your Game Boy, because I love retro games. I'm a big retro gamer.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of not just having a pixel-based game, but having a game that you could play on the original Game Boy hardware. So they've really, really pushed the limits of the Game Boy to be able to do that. So that's something I'm quite excited about. And Decker Stoker's going to be signing limited edition coffin-shaped boxes for the Game Boy edition.
Wow!
So it'll really be a collector's edition for the Game Boy. And there's going to be merchandising. There will be a vinyl copy of the soundtrack available for anybody who wants it, and some articulated toys. Sorry, articulated figures. I'm not allowed to say toys, but articulated figures that will be coming.
Action figures.
Yeah, they're called, no toys. Yes.
Yeah, what was it? Eagle Eyes, G.I. Joe type figures. Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
So wait a minute, Chris McAuley. What's the deal with? So I know that I have actually certain games that I've actually played myself. Video games, and I can tell you that some of the exclusives, the pre-orders are really, really cool. So now, is that kind of what you're describing? Well, is that there's going to be these packages that you can get, and there will be the ability to to buy those.
they're not up on the website yet, so it's really up to the publisher whenever they kind of release.
Okay.
We've just signed off that, yep, it can all be done. We're happy with that. So yeah, that's all on the table. That's what's coming. And then we have other game deals going on that would be more AAA games, more of that sort of stature. But this is the first one that we're launching and releasing. Really, it's in response to the really bad Dracula games that came out in the 90s. I hated those. I bought those. I spent £60 of my hard-earned money as a little paper boy pushing a little bike around the bad streets of Northern Ireland, you know. And I spent money on those games, and they were absolutely terrible. So whenever I had the opportunity to sort of redress the balance and do something that was actually good, was actually linked to Dracula, yeah, why not? It's great fun.
Excellent. So I actually enjoy some, the certain video games like Resident Evil 4 happens to be one of my favorite. I've been playing it for decades, and I've actually bought at least 2 of the special releases with the packs and the packaging and the figures and stuff. So you gotta keep us in the loop, because I know a lot of our fans are gonna be interested in this.
Yeah, I used to be mine was Defiance, and then, of course right now it's the Xbox game, first person shooter.
Halo?
It's not Halo. It's like Halo, but
okay,
can't think of it off my head. But anyways, yeah, definitely a gamer.
Yeah, we pick and choose, obviously, but there's the market. There's issues. There's issues with the gaming, world right now. However, the games are still out there. There's still, a voracious amount of, players. There's a definite place for it. Unfortunately, we've been hearing in popular media that, the industry is suffering, maybe by its own design. I'm not sure. And there's definitely, I think my opinion, Chris, is that this has a lot to do with the post pandemic situation, where everybody's not kind of like, stuck home, and now everybody's doing other things. And therefore there might be a little bit of a shift away from as many hours in the gaming, and it may have impacted the industry.
I think where, in my opinion, gaming industry, because I do, in my job, we actually do some virtual reality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's where we're headed. The AI pieces and everything else is out there, of course. And then for the gaming world, I believe virtual reality is that pinnacle that they're looking to do. And the new Sony system has the capability of doing a much better version of virtual reality. So I think that's where your gaming systems are going to have to go now. You're going to have that 360 view. You're going to have to have that immersive environment. Eventually, that's where your games are going to have to hit.
The major problem is user acceptance of VR.
Yep, exactly.
So whenever I was discussing it, say a VR game in one of my franchises, it was always, how much return are you going to make? So say it takes 60 million to make a VR game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what return are you really going to get on that if there's only 100,000 people who have a PSVR 2?
Yep. Exactly.
So you that's part of it as well. There's a lot of stuff like that has to be thought about. The major problem in the games industry now is that most games are terrible. I mean, games that people are. That's that we have to call a spade a spade. I mean, there's games that are out there that are getting pushed for $99 or $120 or whatever, and you play them and they're absolutely terrible, and then suddenly the studio collapses because nobody's playing these games and there's no return.
Right.
So I mean, the lesson here is as well: make better games, make games people want to play. That's part of it as well. It's all about it. If you think of where the games industry was about 10, 20 years ago, we weren't having as many problems. Why? Because the games were pretty good. But the recent releases that you have now that are coming out that are AAA titles, most of them are failing. And even some of the remasters of popular games that came out in 2004 or 2007, they're not enough. They're asking people to pay $40, $50 for something that's just not... it's not worth it for the gamer. when they
Yep.
can play the originals and get them on something like Good Old Games for about, $12, $13.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
the games industry has to serve the consumer. The games industry shouldn't be trying to tell the consumer what they should want, and instead listen to what
Consumers should
the
be the other way around. Yeah.
exactly that. And that's what the games industry used to be. But then you have things like shareholders and all sorts of things. I mean, Larian Studios have talked about this ad infinitum with Baldur's Gate 3. Their CEO has talked about, that they don't care about their shareholders, they care about the consumers. I mean, you look at the quality of Baldur's Gate 3 as well. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal game.
Wow.
And then a lot of the gamers now are stuck on this.
Yeah.
This is the new gaming platform for a lot of people, because people have this in their hand automatically. They're bored on the subway. They can't pull up their PlayStation 3 or 5.
They're playing on the absolutely.
There's some great games on the mobile. I mean, I play a lot of mobile games. If you think about some of the pool games or solitaire games, or even some of like the run and gun games that are out there. I mean, you can even play the original Final Fantasy games, the pixel remasters on your
Incredible.
mobile. Castlevania games, some of those you can play as well on your mobile. But gaming itself is amazing because there's so many different platforms and so much ingenuity that can come. But yeah, it's that. I think it's and I grew up in the 80s, so I grew up in the UK microcomputer era. So whenever the games industry was crashing in America, the micro gaming platforms like Commodore 64 and Spectrum and Amstrad and Amiga, they were all flourishing because the game developers were very imaginative and the titles were pretty good and affordable. I mean, we go back to this affordability thing. I remember when a game was like $10.99 as a kid, and that would maybe be for Batman the movie or Turtles 2: The Coin Op. Now we're asking people to pay $100 for a game. So we've got
minimum 60.
Yeah, minimum 60. Most new releases are about $100 now. And then if you want special stuff, and then again, here's the thing. Here's another problem that I have. A big problem that I have is that we look at microtransactions where you buy a base game, and then you have they're asking people to pay more and more and more.
I want a new skin. I want a new
I want
crown. I want a new something.
Yeah, and I mean that's that sort of thing. It's it can get like really wearing. And,
you don't earn it. You pay for it, which sucks because somebody who's good in the game doesn't get recognized with better equipment. The person who pays as much money as they can afford is the one that gets the better equipment, which I think that's
what you
want.
Like the other major problem as well is that you have things like like Web3 games and crypto games and all that kind of stuff, and they're trying to age in, and those games you have to have an initial spend, and you have this thing now that comes out where you can basically you get paid as you play. There's a new concept that's come out in crypto and all of this kind of stuff. So I've been involved in some of these things, like NFT games, and I've written NFT games and all of that. But there's nothing beats an actual well-designed, enjoyable game experience. And there's a lot of those out there still. And a lot of those are being developed, but mostly by indie studios. And you'll notice this, that indie studios are actually blazing ahead, whereas the AAA games, you're talking about 200 million, whatever, for a game, 10 years to come out.
Wow.
And it comes out and it fails for whatever reason, and then the studio's in jeopardy, everybody's job's in jeopardy because the publisher can't make the money back within weeks of deploying the game. And we're talking weeks.
Wow.
Can't make their money back.
That's
so there's a lot of that being talked about, how do we redress that balance? How do we bring things back in line again, but it is what it is. And I don't want to use this as a soapbox to start going, I wish games were a lot better the way they were 10 years ago.
Back in my day, we used to have it.
That's it, but in some respects, there's a lot to be learned from the game design of, maybe about 8-9 years ago.
Right. Well, if it works, why does it have to be reinvented? If it ain't broken, then what's I don't know. I don't get it.
Well,
There's
it's greater income. It's always fueled by greater income. One product's generate now, millions back.
Yep.
And it needs to equal what was put in for the game and for marketing,
Right.
and then make more, maybe double it. That's the expectation. And there's some like reasonably good games out there that just aren't doing that, and then they get abandoned. But look, there's games out there. If you're gamers, go and enjoy them. There's a lot of really good studios out there that need help and support. They've got great new ideas, and one of the best games I've played recently is Dune Spice Wars, which is a 4X strategy game based in Dune universe.
Wow.
There's a Battlestar Galactica game that I played recently, which is almost like a homeworld or fleet commander style game. Very, very good game. Very good game. It was a Deadlock, I think it was called, something like that. And all of those type of games are out there to play.
I love those turn-by-turn based games like the Avalon Hill games used to be. So.
Yeah.
Civilization 6 is one of the best games out there, for turn-based. There's a Warhammer 40k game called Battle Sector, which is the same game.
There you go, Pete. Try that one.
Slytherin Games made that. But regardless of what genre you enjoy, there's something out there. There's something out there for you. But we just got to keep encouraging publishers and game companies to make good games.
Yeah, I mean that's what it all boils down to.
And if
it's not good.
And you mentioned independent studios. So the studio that does yours, Incubate's
the publisher, and then Spacebot Games, they're the developers, and Spacebot had a great success with a previous game called Dragon Hymn or Dragonborn, and it was almost like a Pokemon RPG style game, which very successful, won awards, all that kind of stuff. And that was one of the reasons I chose them, because I played Dragon Hymn and really enjoyed it. It was quite and I'm not a Pokemon fan by any means, but the game mechanic was solid. It was a good storyline, and it was just an enjoyable experience. And I mean, look, Dracula Dark Reign is not claiming to be anything that it's not. It is a retro Metroidvania game. I'm not trying to claim that it's anything more than that, but it's a lot of fun, and there's been some great reviews for it. So yeah, that is the first video game coming out from the Stokerverse this year.
Wow, that is incredible, and we're looking forward to it. I mean, it's a to do, man. I mean, look at this. This is pretty cool. It's the whole point of it is retro, and it's there. And it's something that we are very, very familiar with. These are the old type games that, the Atari style games that we loved back as younger people. And this is just cool stuff. And we appreciate you sharing this with us here on IFB. This is obviously world premieres on all of this. And we thank you for that. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. That is really, really cool. But thank you, Chris McAuley, for doing that. We have Tipsy Toaster scrolling through. There it is. Dracula Return Reign Digital Edition demo. That is out there. I believe it's still playable. So if anybody wants to, give it a run, there is a demo. You can go in there and take a quick play at and it has, of course, we just showed the images. We didn't show the sound effects and the soundtrack that goes with it. We just showed you the visuals. It is fully formed, and it's making its way to release. So that's cool. Yes, what do you mean, us younger people?
You whippersnappers.
Yeah, like it or not, Bert Oliver, award-winning author, sci-fi military author, who's come on the show a few times now, a good supporter and a good friend of ours, is commenting. And I mean, we don't have a lock on, unfortunately, the this youth is wasted on the young, and it is what it is. But hey, we like what we like, and that's okay, right? So, Chris, what I mean, the Stokerverse is definitely a hot franchise. It's moving, it's doing, but you had a release. One of your books was very recently just
Oh yeah,
publicly released.
Shadows of Gaslight. Yeah,
Yes, congratulations
thank
on
you.
that. And I mean, it was released and it's tagged with soon to be a
Yeah.
TV series.
Yeah, soon to be a TV series, 6-part TV series. So it'll be a factual documentary. So the book itself is about Victorian true crime. Why I wrote it is essentially, look, I write an awful lot about the Victorian era,
Mhm.
fictionally, and it's always, there's something waiting for you in the darkness, and it's going to eat you. And that's not necessarily an accurate depiction of Victorian society. There was a lot of groundbreaking aspects in that era, especially forensics.
Right.
There was a lot of evil that went on, and I do discuss it in the book. But when humans are confronted with evil as a society, they always try and combat it. Now, it's easy to be negative about society. It's very easy to be negative about our past history,
Mhm.
but a large majority of this book is actually looking at our responses to crime, so such as the birth of forensics, Scotland Yard, why it was created, how literature changed due to the reporting of Victorian true crime. And okay, we look at obviously things like Sherlock Holmes and
Right.
Dupin and those kind of fictional detectives. But that's what where the book's about. And yes, we have like over 40 different grisly murderers, and of course we have Jack the Ripper in there and all sorts of things. But there was a lot of good social reform that happened, and people really give a damn about others in the Victorian era as well, and I bring that out. So I did. You're saying I did an interview with NBC with Alan Warren and Michael and Jennifer Ann Gordon last week, and I talk about that quite a lot in the interview. But yeah, so it's on general release now from Cosby Publishing. It's going to be at the minute it's in production, so I think it's due to be out next year. It's a 6-issue. It's a mixture between scripted and non-scripted. So there's some dramatized elements of the crimes and the solving of the crimes, with probably a very serious man narrating it, going, "And here we see," it's you get with the historical dramas, but it's been picked up by a European company. I'm not allowed to mention who it is at the minute, but it was picked up by a European production company and is actually in production at the minute. It's the first thing of mine that has gone to television, and I can tell you that another book has already been signed for television. So another factual book that I've written recently. So we can talk about that more.
It hasn't been published yet. Is that correct?
It's not been published yet. It's
Okay.
It's actually in the process of being edited.
Okay.
It's one of those kind of weird things where it was like, what's he doing next? Can we see the drafts?
Nothing wrong with that.
It's like, okay, you can have a look. And honestly, thank God for editors. Bert will know this, right? Like, you can write something, but an editor really turns it into something that's gold. I bought Bert Oliver's books after the last IFB, so I can really commend his work. I love military sci-fi, and Bert Oliver's books are incredible. So it's nice to see him here tonight. But yeah, so that's the Dark Legacies. That's the kind of the Dark Universe's website. So there's www.stokerverse.com, which has all the Stokerverse stuff. You've got dark-universes.com, which really needs to be updated, because the last thing there is actually the something that an audio drama that was released last year. We have released a second Dark Legacy. If I can move over to Dark Legacies for a minute, we have released the Dark Legacies second audio book, but it's just not on that website. But it's out there, and it's a Doctor Who So I have a lot of ties with Doctor Who, as most people know. And if you go to the main page of the Dark Universes page, there's something that I was really bowled over by. So the guy standing beside the TARDIS is an editor called Peter Darvill Evans, and he was an author of some of the iconic fighting fantasy books, and he was the publisher of Doctor Who books. And he came to me, and he's actually a fan of the Stokerverse and Dark Legacies, and he linked my websites from his website. So that was a nice moment for me, because Peter's one of my heroes as a child. I didn't watch Doctor Who growing up because it wasn't on TV. I read about Doctor Who when I was growing up, so I grew up in the wilderness years. But we have talked about that in previous episodes.
Yeah.
But that my connection with Doctor Who, it's nice, but it's primarily a Doctor Who audio company that is actually doing the Dark Legacies and the Stokerverse audios. And so in the new year, there was 4 Stokerverse audios released and 1 new Dark Legacies audio released 2 weeks ago. There's an awful lot. I can't really keep up to it, I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's grand, because hey, that's nothing but success. I can tell you, and share with IFB and all the listeners and everyone else that Voices of Dracula, I actually I listened to it on audiobooks, because the Tipsy Toaster got me into audiobooks again after many years of being absent from it. And I got to tell you, it was a really, really, not only are the stories really well written, but the actors that you got to actually read out the chapters and the vignettes are phenomenal. The novellas that are all linked in this, they're really, really good.
That's really kind of you. If I'll take a couple of minutes just to talk about that, because
please do. Yes.
That was a weird one. So how the Stokerverse started. So earlier, actually, to preface it, earlier on today, I was doing a workshop for the Irish Game Makers Guild, and I was asked to talk about how you take a franchise from an idea to comic books to tabletop games to all of that kind of stuff, and I did that. But as I was kind of writing the slides, I was remembering how all this stuff had come about, and it all started with like Decker calling me up and just wanting to do one comic book, and then from the one comic book, which was successful, then I woke up at midnight on a dark and snowy February night and started to write this thing. I had never written an audio drama before, never. And I was trying to work out in my head, I think it was, what do you do to do an audio drama about Dracula and make it different? So it was really a zooming in on the psyche of each of the main characters during the novel and what they were thinking, and plus adding some backstory. And really that audio drama is where the Stokerverse begins, because it was then I realized how rich the backstories of Dracula could be, and all of those kind of things, and how I could add things that were authentic. This was before I was given Bram Stoker's notes and the missing 105 pages of Dracula from the Stoker family. That was before that. So I wrote this thing in the space of, I think, 3 hours. It's not a long audio drama. It's about an hour 20 minutes, an hour 30 minutes, but it contains each character. There's 5 characters. They have two different stories, and they tie into the Dracula novel. And as I was writing these things, I was actually sending them to the actors and actresses I wanted to star. There was no editing, nothing.
Wow.
There was just me sending this thing out. And I remember sending Renfield out to Terry Malloy, who's Davros in Doctor Who.
He's just phenomenal.
His voice, his range of voice. He's actually primarily a voice actor. He was a voice actor in the UK for a very long time before he put on the latex and sat in the bath chair as Davros. But Renfield's a particularly interesting character because he's not insane. He's actually got a form of supersanity. And for me, Renfield was somebody who was quite religious in his background. He was Catholic, but he liked to drink, he liked women, and he liked to gamble. But he would never touch women because of his faith. His father basically detested him because he was a wastrel. He gambled money, but he was a senior partner in the law firm. And when he was sent out to Transylvania, and this is before Harker was sent out, in Dracula, he found a very permissive father figure who allowed him to explore his sexuality, and permissive God. And that was a heady mix. So he basically became brainwashed in some ways by Dracula. And Dracula knew exactly what he was doing. Dracula is one of the most narcissistic. He's like a spider in a web. You know, he's incredibly cerebral, as well as having animalistic fury and intent. But saying that Terry's voice range can go up. It can go up like a manic thing, and then it can just go down really. You know, so I knew it was him. I wanted Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor. I sent him Van Helsing. Because Colin has a great way of projecting hubris, and Van Helsing's full of hubris. Like Van Helsing believes he can stop all the evil in God's creation, except he can't save Lucy.
Right.
So in the novel, whenever Lucy's dying, he says in hubris, you know, friend John, do not worry. I shall save Madame Lucy. All shall be well. But it won't be. And Dracula knows this, and this is what Dracula's baiting Van Helsing a little bit. But Colin always wanted to be Van Helsing. And he sent me this lovely video. I actually have it. What I'll do is I'll send it to you guys so you can put it up on the Facebook wall. He sent me this whole thing. And he's dressed in his Doctor Who gear as he's recording this thing for me.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, I always wanted to be Van Helsing. And Colin had actually written a Dracula musical.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's a big Dracula fan. I had no idea when I sent that to him. It was just like luck. He knows it was luck. Jessica Martin, who's a Doctor Who actress and was the illustrator in Virgin's Embrace, the first graphic novel in the Stokerverse, she played Mina. And when I sent her the script, she called me back 30 minutes later and actually did the script with me.
Wow.
And then finally, so not finally, but we got Simon Templeman, who's a big Hollywood actor, and we got him as Dracula. And the reason I chose him was because he was Kane in the Legacy of Kane video game series. So he was like this elder vampire, and he his wife's Rosamund Chow from Star Trek, Chief O'Brien's wife, Keith O'Brien.
Oh, wow.
And what happened was he gave the script, he read it at breakfast silently, and gave the script to his wife and his son, and they read the script and said, "You have to do this."
Wow.
So he rang me up, literally, I think it was like 6 hours after I had sent it to him, and he was driving down the freeway, and we were just like chatting, and he pulled the car over, and he was like, "What age are you?" And I told him, and he said, "I would have expected that from somebody in their, you know, he was older." And I told him it would be my first audio drama, and he said, "Look, I'm going to do this because there's something special here." And then obviously then I brought Claudia in, and she's like this new character I created as a sort of prequel to Dracula that explains why Carfax Abbey was purchased, and then what Dracula was actually doing during his visit to London. It wasn't like a booty called Amina. That was something that was really concocted by Francis Ford Coppola from the movie. There was no "I have crossed oceans of time to be with you" in the original novel. There is no romance as such.
Right.
In the original novel. But Claudia went up a mountain that morning and practiced up the mountain, and then came down. She was doing like mountain climbing, and she came down and she rang me up and she auditioned. And I was like, "That's absolutely perfect." And that all happened in the period of 24 hours from me writing. It was the weirdest experience. So, and I never listened to anything back. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't read anything of my own work again once I write it. I don't listen to anything. I don't watch it. I kind of try not to do that. I'm very self-conscious about everything. I'm never sure if anything that I do is any good. I think every author or every creator is like that. So it's extremely, for me, I'm very grateful that you enjoyed that.
Oh, heck yeah. I'll tell you, it was for anyone that's into, the Dracula story, the original Dracula story. All I kept thinking as I was listening to this, Tipsy Toaster obviously appreciates, you're driving or you're doing something that allows the audio to be listened to. And all I kept thinking was, I'm actually in the Dracula world, like the book, right? The original book and the story of the original book. In my mind, it was pretty seamless. It was just that it was adjacent. It's like, I remember, reading, I've read the original Dracula at least twice, and now I'm listening to it, and it's like in my ear, in my head is, these stories adjacent to the original, book. And I was like, this is great. And the performers, I mean, Tipsy, sometimes there's narrators that are,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I think when sometimes when I'm driving and I have an audiobook on, I find myself acting out the character. I know that sounds kind of weird, but the character it's something in the audio drama says the character nods or smiles unevenly, and I'll do the kind of but he did it like this, or you kind of you really get into that.
Yeah, so I was like, come on, you yell at one of them.
Yep.
But I don't know, guys. Look, I'm putting it out there. If any of you are into the audiobooks, if you enjoy, this genre, this stuff is good. And I don't know, judge it yourselves. Take it for a spin. I don't know if it's in the library. It might even be in libraries. I don't know.
It's in libraries. But I'll tell you what we'll do. First 5 people to stick in comments that they want it, I'll give it away to the first 5 people who put in the comments here that they want it.
And there you go, guys, on IFB, courtesy of Chris McAuley.
My publisher's gonna fucking kill me. But
don't worry, I made up for it. I bought it already. So
yeah, I do appreciate that. But no, it's very weird, Nick. I mean, Tipsy, you say that. When I write these villains, like Davros, for example, when I write Davros and Doctor Who, I bloody hear them. And like whenever I've written a lot of Davros stories for Doctor Who with actually chatting to Terry Malloy. And like I read the stuff out to Terry, and God love Terry. Terry actually suffers this. So like Terry and I have worked on a couple of Davros stories because he was Davros for 26 years. He has all these ideas about who Davros is, and we worked together on that. And whenever I read out the stuff, he said, "You're hearing them in your head." Because that's how Terry, because Terry's Davros, obviously, and he's like, "You're hearing him in your head." And I went, "Yeah." And he says, "Does that happen with Dracula?" And I went, "Yeah." Very, very, very bloody clearly. And it's not like a form, I swear it's not a form of schizophrenia or anything like that.
I know, I sometimes wonder to myself, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but it's... it's a very powerful... it's almost like you're internalizing the character.
Yes.
But if you have a character...
Or internalizing the story.
Yeah, you're externalizing it, which is really interesting because do you, and I mean, this is a bit of a personal question and you don't have to answer this, but after you listen to an audiobook that you've really enjoyed or read a book or whatever, do you sometimes sit and think about those characters and what those characters would be doing next?
Yeah. I mean,
right.
I carry on. Yeah. It's the same thing we do with like Battlestar Galactica and stuff. It's the fan-based, fanzines. You just creating that fanzine in your head type deal where like, I wonder what they would do in this situation. I should write that down.
And that's really powerful, And there's so many good offers. I mean, I've mentioned Bert Oliver, but so many really good offers out there that I do that with. Now here's a news flash. I'm working on a Neuromancer thing.
Oh yes. Woo!
I think I told you that, Pete. I can't remember if I rang up and told you this, but I am actually working on it on something in Neuromancer. And I read Neuromancer and I read Gibson's Neuromancer. There was a lot of that started to resonate, like Wintermere and all of that kind of stuff. And I find myself sitting thinking about what happens next, where it goes. And obviously that's led to something because now I'm doing it. But it really good prose does that. And in society, we don't celebrate our authors or creators or our artists as much as we should do.
I
I mean,
agree. Yeah, I mean, those people are the ones that create that in their head and then give it to us.
yeah, and I have a whole thing about it. And when I was at San Francisco last week, um, there was a particular day that I was done. All I was hearing was AI was going to take over, and all these people very gleefully saying, writers won't have jobs anymore. They won't, there'll be no need for artists. And it's something I feel very strongly about. And I'm sitting in an Irish bar, as I am accustomed to do. And I was sitting there with an artist that's doing a cyberpunk RPG with me at the minute. It's getting released in the next month or two. And his work's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And he said to me, "What do I do after this?" He said, "You're keeping the lights on. What do you do after this? Is everybody going to AI art? Where does the human fit in?" And going back to games are written by humans for humans. Artwork and literature is written for humans by humans, mostly about the human condition. And AI has no part in that. AI is a great tool, don't get me wrong. It's brilliant in some ways, but it should never replace the human creative spirit. And I went from that Irish bar quite angry because I was listening to all these guys talking about how they were going to replace humans with AI. I'm wandering into this beautiful bar. I think you blink and you miss it. And it was spinning 1970s funk and soul on vinyl. It was as if God had listened to me and gone, "This is what you need." And I went in, and it sold bourbon drinks, bourbon-based drinks. And whatever I said, I came in and I ranted. It was like all about the dignity of humanity and about the writer and where the writer fits in with this and where the artist fits into it. And I just went around. My wife was with me, and she's like me and gone, "Oh my God, cut him off after the first one. Don't let him drink anymore. He's had enough." But the bartender / owner, he came over and he said that was very eloquent, and I said, "Yeah, I should add a couple of bucks in there for good measure," but I didn't. But I feel very bloody strongly about it. And when we talk about the stuff that I do or the stuff that Bert's doing or the stuff that anybody else is doing, it's very important, I think, for us to continue on, for humans to continue on to create.
I think so there's a lot of the AI scare and everything else, but I find from what I've been using it for my office or my work and the things that we do with the AI piece is we found the ability to be more inspirational. It actually, you can put something in AI and say, that's not right. I want it this way. But it helps you, maybe a best way to say is maybe get over a writer's block or maybe get over a visual thing. So I think, exactly, it is a tool that I don't believe will ever take over the artist, because even if you type in, "Hey, I want to see a picture of, a rabbit chewing on, a chicken or something," it'll put it in there and you're like, "No, that's not quite right. I want this." Yeah. So that I think AI can not take over, but I believe it can help inspire the artist.
Yeah, I don't demonize it. Don't get me wrong. I certainly don't demonize it. I mean, in gaming, we do use it for technical stuff, and like I use it as a programmer. I use it for technical stuff, and we all use AI for spell checking, right? That's all AI, all that sort of stuff. Where I have a problem is where companies try and completely eradicate the human element of it. But look, I am not trying to use this as a platform against AI today. But
no.
This is essentially
they're going to come after you.
Yeah,
a black van will be pulling up shortly.
Dun, 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 dun.
The robot dogs will come out.
That's right. They're coming for you, buddy.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it is probably no mistake that I write Terminator. Let's be honest here. But I don't demonize it. I think it, but where I was coming from was there was gleeful talk of we're going to put people out of work. And that, I think that angered me the most. I think I was, but anyway, it was this beautiful bar in San Francisco. If you live near San Francisco or you go and visit, it's called Harlem Records. It's amazing. It is a gift. And when you go in and you hear the old, the John Coltrane stuff, and you hear they were going to put Grover Washington Jr. on for me as well, but I left before. But all of that stuff, off the authentic human experience, it's very, very powerful. But anyway, look, I didn't mean to hijack that, and I apologize.
No,
that was
I
but
totally agree. I think I do enjoy the AI, and I believe it's helped inspire as much as anything else. And I don't think it's going to take over, but I think if you get lazy, just like any tool, if you try to use it to make yourself lazy, then do something and it's not going to be very creative, and it'll show. An artist can't paint by numbers and put it on a wall and call it a Picasso.
Yeah, you've got to live with your mistakes as well.
Yeah,
you've got to live with it. I mean, Voices of Dracula isn't perfect in any way, shape, or form. There's a lot of mistakes, and that was one of the reasons I can't listen to it again, because it was one of my earliest works.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
good.
Well, this is like good. That was the start of my writing career. Essentially, Virgin's Embrace and that was the start of my writing career 3 years ago. And it was,
Wow.
So there's a lot of mistakes. I can't listen to it. But again, I'm grateful that people enjoy it. And whenever folks come up to me and say, hey, I've read this, or I enjoyed this, or, hey, do you want to be part of this thing? And of course I'm going to say yes. And, there'll come a time where people won't ask me, because you have a time limit in all these things, and you have a shelf life. Terry Malloy said this to me. He said, it'll become, first of all, it's like, who's Chris McAuley? This is the life cycle. Who's Chris McAuley?
Yep.
And then it'll be, Chris McAuley's quite good. Get me Chris McAuley. Oh yes, I remember Chris McAuley. And right the way back around to who's Chris McAuley. And that's the natural life cycle, and that keeps your ego completely in check. Because
that's for sure.
That is the natural life cycle of being in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it's what you leave behind.
It's what you leave behind. I mean, I'm quite happy. Before the cat wrecked this thing, I actually did have a lot of like books and all my different things where I said, and she just leapt up and she smashed it down to the ground. That was Jesus. Like, my cat's my greatest critic, right? So she
cat needs a timeout.
she was telling, well, my wife drugged her with catnip earlier on, and I think when she woke up from the catnip, it was like, meow, and she went crazy. But Chris, do you want to show the game? Can you?
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Sorry, because I've been talking too much, and I shouldn't.
Hey, Chris McAuley, Kim Harms has stepped up, so she wants a copy.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, Tiny Bean has stepped up. She definitely wants a copy.
Thank you very much, Tara.
Let's see. Lola, our very own Lola, has been with us. One of our first original fans when we first started IFB. Lola's been on our corner. And so Lola stepped up. She's asking for a copy. So that's number 3. There's two left, guys. So if let's step up and, thank you, Chris McAuley.
Anytime. I mean, you guys have been so good. Like, you've supported all the stuff that I've been doing for a while now, and I really do appreciate it.
All right, looks like. All right, so the game is coming up, and let's. Is it? Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the ability to play the audio. Maybe next week with the new bass star and the.
Do you want me to hum the tune?
There you
go. That's something, I think. I love this screen. So just slightly before this happens, you get bats that just scatter out from the castle. And that beautiful, just yeah. I mean, this is essentially the Game Boy ROM. In
the shadowed heart of Transylvania, within the foreboding castle, by walls of the castle, Dracula, a nightmare unfolds. The year is 1897, and Jonathan Harker, a hapless solicitor from England, has found himself ensnared in the clutches of the enigmatic Count Dracula. Determination takes hold as he realizes that his only chance to survival lies in the escape. But Castle Dracula is a labyrinth of malevolent forces.
Da, 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 da.
There's some wind that comes through. I don't know. Is that a ghost? I don't know.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Later.
So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Let's get open. There we go. Oh, vase. What's this? So, ooh, health. There we go. We're at 50. I'll need that, by the way. Nope. Zombie, die, zombie scum.
If you jump up, what's really nice is that you get lots of these lovely little, get that sort of dangling. So try the pistol out. So if you press fire and up, you should be able to press the pistol. So just where where you were swinging your little, there you go.
Aha.
So that's how you do the pistol.
Is there an ammo limit? I wonder if I can get up there.
Not yet,
Ah,
but you will be able to. So there's lots of hidden sections.
oop. Fire it up. Ah, oops, wrong one. This way. Die.
And as you kill each enemy, you're starting to level up a bit as well.
Let's see, take one out here. Whoop.
Now here's one of your hated foes.
Ah,
You're going to have to jump over him.
yep. I'm gonna die. Jump over.
Oh, come on. Oh, Lola says, run. Chris, run.
Oh, almost. Go on. There we go. He's done. He's
boy.
done. He's done.
Jeez. How many lives do you get, Chris McAuley?
I'm actually not sure in the demo. He's nearly out of them.
Yes.
This is quite worrying. Just run away.
Yeah, you need to start running, dude. Come on.
Yeah. So there's lots of little traps, and you start to go deeper.
Welcome, Shane. Thanks for tuning in.
There we go. Shane, you missed my rant about AI, mate.
Open the door.
There
Let's
we go.
I need a health file. This ain't gonna help me any. It's 7. If I break the health file, I get
nothing.
Okay,
file.
so
I still have 7. What the hell?
If you go to your start menu,
I can't remember which one that one is.
so if you go in there, okay, so this is where the RPG element comes in.
Oh.
So as you start leveling up, your health will go up, your attack will go up, your defense will go up. And I have absolutely no idea. Oh, sub-weapon strength. So your revolver strength will go up. So if you go down, use a little pen and go down to use items. And go in there. And you might have pressed the back button by mistake there. So try the, if you go back in, go down to use items and try the select button, which will be wherever you map the A. If you can remember.
That's the A button. Yeah.
Chris McAuley, you're working too hard to save Chris Moore. I don't know.
But anyway, you're able to go in there, and then you can use your health files and stuff like that. That's the reason for that menu. But it's not letting you do it.
Nope.
And then there's a little map as well. So if you press select, you get a little map. So you never should get lost in the castle. It always drove me nuts getting lost in games.
Hey, Chris McAuley, what's the official name of the game?
Dracula Dark Reign.
Okay.
Dracula Dark Reign. Yeah, that's the
map.
That's the map. So there you go.
Reign as in Reign of Terror, or
yes, Reign of Terror. Yeah. So maybe you can't use the. Maybe that's been locked out for the demo. So you got to be extra special good.
You got to lock, dude. You got to break it.
So you don't have enough attack to break it, so that you have to keep leveling up. So you have to do is go down.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Where the heck are you now?
It's dark.
Dark and scary.
Oh man.
Now, there you go. There's zombies.
Zombie, die, zombie.
You can change in the demo. I think they unlocked it for you, so you can change. You can choose different weapons. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, Chris, where you can actually change your weapon a little bit.
Yeah. Shoot it. Oh, you're loading. Okay, cool.
As well.
Yeah. Give it. No, you gotta. Can't you go to like your knees and then shoot them? No. Yeah, there you go. You should do that.
Go.
Just like
there you go. You should. Yeah.
Take the zombie out, man. Oh,
there we go.
Oh,
there we go. Oh, there he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. There we go.
Got him.
There we go.
Tipsy's getting better. Tipsy's getting better. All right, come on. Jump up, get that thing, whatever.
Feels like I've seen this one. Oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah. See, you spoke too soon.
So you gotta break that chain and go down. And then that allows you to complete a little puzzle.
Oh boy, we're playing. So for you guys that are tuning in, we are playing the demo that Chris McAuley has thrown our way of Dracula Dark Reign, which will be out later this year. I believe Chris McAuley, June, July.
Yeah, Bat got me.
That's it. He's done. He's down. Man down.
Oh boy, what the heck, man!
Yeah, he's the game itself will be finished in May.
Okay.
So I've been told it'll be finished in May. I think it's due out in October time. And
okay, cool. Yeah.
If all goes to plan, I love this intro sequence. I mean, you gotta remember like the actual limitations of a Game Boy. So at the minute you guys,
you're looking at 8-bit.
Yeah, you guys are playing the Game Boy ROM version, not the PlayStation, not the Xbox, not the Steam version.
Okay.
But that is an actual Game Boy that you would have played as a kid, and I'm blown away by that. You know, the developers are they're just incredible what they've been able to do with this thing. But yeah, sorry, there may be another game announcement coming in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then after that, there might be another game announcement in a month.
Oh!
So there could be a lot coming next year. There could be a lot of video games coming in the next year or two.
Hey, Tipsy, you have sympathies from Kim Harms. Rip, Tipsy. You're going for another. What is that? Oh my God!
It's going for another round.
Oh no!
But do you find that fun, Tipsy? Is it?
Oh yeah.
It's fun, right? Great.
Cool.
That always worries me, right? Because whenever it's one of those things that I try to be objective about, but to see something that, I mean, the Stokerverse is about 3 years old now, and to see a video game out in 3 years, you know, it's very hard for me to be objective about it and go. And I always do ask the question: is it good? You know, is the stuff good? Is it not? Now Shane's here, he's the publisher of the comics.
Yes.
The actual logo was designed by Shane.
Oh wow!
For the game, yeah. So we've loved the logo so much that Shane designed that we've been starting to use it for. We're going to use it for all the games essentially, and he's been very kind enough to say, "Yeah, that's okay, guys, go ahead."
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah. So you know, it's a lovely logo design.
That is awesome. Then, yeah, we got the 5 takers on your offer, Chris McAuley, for the book. Thank you very much for putting that up. So Kim and Lola, Charlene, George G, who wants to design your
Cigar
Stoker's
Lounge.
Cigars, yep. And so he's got one, and Kim Harms, of course.
Great.
So that'll be so you're getting the audio of the book, and we thank you very, very much, Chris McAuley, for doing that. Voices of Dracula, I enjoyed it tremendously. I didn't get a chance to finish it all in one sitting, but within 2 days I finished listening to it. It's not that long, but it was really good. So that's
Thank you very
my
much.
honest endorsement. So
I appreciate that. We do have all our audios. If you go to bbv.co.uk, we do have all our audios as well. We've Stokerverse audios like Renfield, and we have the backstory of Van Helsing and other things in there too.
Very cool.
And we have Dark Legacies audios as well.
Oh, the Dark Legacies audios. Oh, boy.
The first two Dark Legacy audios. I honestly have got to the stage where I just can't keep up anymore. I just can't eat the stuff that goes out. And I usually get the little nudge from the publisher saying, "Now remember, make sure you promote this."
You release it and it goes out. That's the end of it. No, it's not. You gotta get it stay. Well, look, Chris McAuley, you know that you have a home here at IFB.
Thank you.
You just, before you let it all out of your mind, you're more than welcome to come here and give us, the information, spend some time with us, get a good or bad beer. And
the bloody terrible bit that goes everywhere. So yeah, that's one to watch back, folks. My wife had me covered. She got me a beer that was in a pressurized canister. Now she's telling me now that wasn't deliberate. But I opened it and it went everywhere. It's like it sprayed the walls. It's the Exorcist spray.
Oh, I could see you getting that fire blanket out and trying to clean up.
Oh, it was terrible.
And it was
terrible.
If you've ever watched any of the our older shows, that first season, I have been victim to having. I've gone through 2 keyboards, Chris McAuley, 2 keyboards I've replaced because the beer's gone.
We've now learned to open the beer.
Yeah,
away.
That's it. That's it. Shane, can we tell him about the Dark Legacies thing that's coming very soon? Let's see if he lets us do it.
Let's see.
Let's see if he lets us.
You're on the spot, Shane. Let's go, man. I know you're still watching.
He might not.
All right. Well, listen. He'll say, whatever he says, we respect. There's right. But thank you for putting him on the spot. Let's see if we get a little bit more. Come on. Let's see what he comes up with.
Squeeze a little bit more out of this episode. How much more can we get Chris to say?
You're easy, Chris McAuley, man. You just love it.
No, we can't. That's for another episode.
Okay. So listen, there's more to come next time. Exactly. There will be a next time. So I don't know, Chris McAuley, I know that you're running on fumes. You haven't gotten a full night's sleep. You went and took a nap
for a long time now.
So I think you might be due for a nice rest. However, we are always happy to have you on IFB. You're going to be scheduled, obviously, for another exclusive in the near future.
Sure.
So, keep that in mind. I also want to remind you and thank you on air. You will be a guest at the film club at LaGuardia College. So you're going to we're going to bring you in on a Zoom, and you're going to be talking to the future of the film industry. So thank you for taking the time out to do that. That's coming up. And you're very, very gracious and kind with your time. So thank you for coming on and sharing, having a couple of laughs with us. We always like having you on. So Tipsy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Once again, I look forward to seeing more products and more interesting stories, the artwork and the story and everything else created in this universe. I mean, like we always say,
Yeah.
You got to get that universe out there, you got to get that story,
Yeah.
and it's all part of one big
It's
fandom.
like it's very hard. I mean, like one of the reasons why I pay tribute to Shane and you know all the other publishers and the artists and stuff. At the minute, it's very hard to get anything out. It's absolutely horrific in the entertainment industry at the minute. You know, even like when it comes to like trying to print stuff or trying to, you know, there's books that I've written. I actually have 5 books that I've written this year that are ready to come out.
Wow.
They can't come out. They can't come out because the printers can't get them out because there's still a paper shortage.
Wow.
Really?
There's still a paper shortage.
Kindle.
It's
Wow.
well, yeah, we could do that, but I think what the printers are trying, or what the publishers are trying to do, they do Kindle, but they also want to be able in 2 weeks' time after that to put out the paperback edition.
Wow.
People still love paperback. They still love printed copy. You know, we haven't moved away from that. But it's scary out there because and publishers really persevere and work hard to try and. I mean, again, with Shane, to be honest, it takes 8 months to go end to end with a comic. That's the realistic timeline for a comic book. Marvel and DC, they have a factory, sort of they churn stuff out. But even if you look at some of the DC comics like Batman Echoes 89, which is a continuation on of Keaton's Batman that's out in comic book form, it's taken 6 or 7 months between each issue now.
No kidding. Wow.
But Shane perseveres keeps going and makes sure that the stuff comes out. And Scratch Comics, the level of quality of product they bring out is phenomenal. We talked about Dinos versus Cowboys as well last time I was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
That comic's coming out in May, I believe. Shane, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's an incredible product. And we're doing something more in that as well this year.
Cool.
So yeah, I am merely just the writer, but there are so many different things going on behind me that allow the products to come out. So I'm very grateful for that.
That is very cool. Oh man, Chris McAuley, you are a welcomed guest, like I said. So you will be back. No questions about that. And you always have something going on. Something is always going on, and you know it's also that much better because you're a fan. So I think Tipsy, this is where we toast to. Here's to Chris McAuley and continued success. Thank you for being a supporter and a friend of IFB. Here's to you, my friend.
Thank you very much. And gentlemen and fans of the fleet, here's to you from Budweiser, the king of beers. I'll get you. I will get you that.
Yes.
I will get you that
sponsor.
sponsorship. Yeah,
yes.
I told you we would do it. As long as we can split the crates, we'll do it.
Chris, you're gonna send me, I guess, put you on the spot, but you put up those 5 copies, and we're also very grateful for that. So you'll
I'm gonna do that now, mate, so I can send those now. I actually have them prepped and ready to go. People don't realize that I actually do plan these things, but I just let on I don't.
Nice.
Let on it straight off the cuff. So
do you need emails? How do you want to work this?
I'm going to send you a copy. It'll be a Dropbox link.
Okay.
And be a Dropbox link, and then what you can do is you can just pass those on to the 5 people.
Okay, so I will do that. I'm going to instant message the 5 of you, and you'll be getting that link courtesy of Chris McAuley. Thank you so much, my friend. Looking forward to the next time. And man, it's always fun. So thank you again, and we'll talk again.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye. All right. So that's cool.
What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, he's always got something because he's got he's got franchises going, and he's, working angles, and he's doing, we didn't even follow up on the Star Trek, Tipsy.
No, not yet.
So, right. I mean, he's got that, and that is there, to the best of my knowledge, Strange New Worlds is I think they're in production.
Yes.
So, and he told us he's got stuff going on. So, yeah. Don't go too far, Paul, because we have a couple of things that we want to share. One of them is this, and I hope that Professor Patton is still with us, because I don't know how many of you have actually seen this fanzine, Dendera Lost. You see, there's a battle star there, right there. And Chris, you wanna? I'll do this, and then you can prep for your. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to talk a little bit about. I happened to stumble on this, and I never knew about this fanzine, and as I've said before, the Tipsy Toaster is the one that's actually gotten me really into the whole fanzine culture, subculture, BSG stuff, because I mean, I was always on the hunt, like I've told you before, guys. I was always on the hunt to get the the magazine, the official magazine articles and interviews, the Star Log, the Starburst, and the Future magazine, and all the actual bigger named publications that were out there. And that's what I focused on. So whenever I got a chance to go to convention or anywhere, I would always look for those. Although fanzines were available, I just didn't feel like I had my fill of the actual official material on Galactica. So I fell behind. But now I found this, and this is pretty cool. I mean, I just took it out of the plastic. I've never, this is the first time I'm sharing it with you guys. And this is a Starliner. And it is, from what I understand, it is central to the story that's in this fanzine. And it is, if I'm not mistaken, written about one of the Starliners that was able to escape the destruction of the colonies, but did not make it in time to join up with the ragtag fleet. So the Starliner is on its own, and the Starliner, again, I believe it's called the Dendera, and it's on its own. And there's a whole story about what happens with the ship and those that are on it. And of course, they're colonials, and there's a mix of individuals from the colonies that are actually now stranded on this ship. And there's a few other articles in here, and there's of course the classic artwork that goes with some of this great original story, and everything that goes with this. Like, look at this guy. That's pretty cool. I haven't read it. I just received it in the mail today. And let's see. Editor is Laura Wild, and Professor Patton, not familiar. By the way, hope Chris finally got those. Yes, Chris did get them.
But you didn't sign them, sir.
Yes, that was one of the big to do. Yes, David. No, Dave Francourt. Thanks for chiming in, Dave. I'm glad that you're with us. And yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. I'm going to read this, and at some point we're going to do a review. We're going to, Chris and I think we're going to do an exchange of fanzines and stories. So like I'll do one, and then Chris will do the one that he wants to feature, and we'll go back and forth. Obviously this is not there's not that many pages in here. Let me just tell you real quick, it's 88 pages. The back cover has come off. Some of the paper, you can see the clips here are a little bit rusted. And before we move on, let me see. This is number copy 26 of 200, and it's from 1981. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's just really, really cool. Chris is going to do an unboxing for those of us that, just give me a sec. I'm going to put this back in the plastic here, but you see that, and I'm going to bring you up, and I am going to, here we go. There. So, you have the Battlestar Galactica Viper Mark 1 official ship. Yep. So there you go. Go to it, my friend.
Right.
Do the
So
unboxing, man. That's
there's
cool.
the unboxing, and then
Yeah.
just for fun, I just wanted to show before we unbox. We've had some technical difficulties in the past, so it required me to rebuild the base star. There's the old chassis of the old base star.
Oh my God.
It's gutted, and the new one is next door, built and in testing phase right now. So
Wow.
that's hard drives and
Lucifer, look out.
pieces laying everywhere.
It's pieces of Spectre and Lucifer.
Yep. So here we go. I have not opened this yet, as a matter of fact.
So this is the gold variant, though, guys. So many of us have the the original version of the Viper Mark I from Eagle Moss. This is the
and that's not Eagle Moss anymore. It's
yeah, it's another company.
It's Hero Collector. Eagle Moss Hero Collector. So, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening to you. And then I was getting some
Really
messages.
quiet.
No, yeah. Well, Chris McAuley just thanked me for coming on, and he actually sent me the link. So, guys, I'll be sending out a link. But I was kind of wanted to have you narrate your way through this.
Yeah. So here we go. The gold
variant. The gold variant.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Is it numbered?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. I was just curious. Maybe inside. Maybe on the yeah. Oh my God, this is the actual gold variant. So, hey, Chris, I don't know if you saw, but somebody online, another Galactica fan, he's got like 3 of them, and he took pictures.
They're expensive as hell.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. There's the drum roll, and oh wow. Oh, I see a problem right off the bat. Beautiful Viper. Beautiful Viper.
Lord, that thing's freaking beautiful.
It's beautiful. But if you look at the stand underneath it, what is the matter with that? Why can't they? What is it that they don't know that is not correct? That's not the right emblem, man. Come on. It's so beautiful. And then you just come on.
Hang on, let me get.
Put gloves on or something.
I thought about that. I should have.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. The reboot seal. Yeah, exactly, Paul. What the hell? I mean, not that we have, we don't have anything against it, but a little respect, man. Come on. Talk about attention to detail is what it comes down to. But it looks really cool.
It's freaking beautiful.
It is. It's actually really, really nice. Wow. Yeah, the Viper's original and the stand is the reboot version. I don't know, Dave. What is the matter with these people? And it's expensive. Yeah, it's beautiful, though. It really is beautiful. Wow. So cool. So cool.
It's metal.
Oh, that's nice. Well, well, Chris, enjoy it in good health and congratulations for where you're headed now and things are looking up, my friend. The computer is going to come together. You got a really cool toy. I mean, everything's looking.
Is it me or is that shiny. Wrong?
It is wrong.
That doesn't look right.
That's wrong, but you took it out of the box now. It's too late.
Okay, I send it back.
It's really nice, though. It really is nice. Yeah, it is. It is
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It looks like it should be the Viper Pilot of the Year award. Oh yeah, no kidding. Mediocre modeler, good one, man. Good one. Yes, it's sparkling. Oh man, what were they thinking?
Shiny.
Charlene, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know who does this. It's people that just I don't know. They're not fans, obviously. And then they just. I don't know, whatever.
I'm upset that it's not numbered because it says limited edition, but
Yeah, it should be. It should be numbered, right? The base should have the number of how many. But anyway, yeah, Top Gun for sure.
Top Gun award, yes.
Yeah,
but it was nice of them to actually. I did not order this, but they actually sent this with it.
Oh, they got you. Yeah. They gave you a Star Trek thing. It would have been cooler if they gave you a Galactica thing, but
I don't think they make any more Galactica things.
Yeah, they probably don't. Dave, no worries. We appreciate you coming on. If you get a chance, watch the rerun. We had Dr. Chris McAuley was on, and it was a lot of fun as usual. We demoed one of the games, Dracula games that are coming out, and so yeah. Let's see. Now I'm going to wait for the Tipsy Toaster to come back on. He's moving over to the camera. And all right, so I have this, guys. Check this out. This is a brand almost mint. And I didn't take it out of this plastic. It's unpunched. And it is an original Commander Adama figure.
No, I opened up mine. You open up yours.
Well, okay, I guess. Let's see.
No, you don't have to open that up.
Let's see.
You ruin it if you open it.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Commander Adama is coming out of this package, guys, and I got him. I got him for a very reasonable price, and I figured, if I was going to get a carded figure, right, a figure, an original Battlestar Galactica figure that's on the card, in really good condition, I might as well get, the best one. And in my opinion, the Commander Adama figure is definitely one of the top ones.
Open that?
Yeah, I'm gonna open it. It's the plastic bag that it was mailed in. It's not
okay.
Yeah, it's not sealed. It's not,
Say, wait a minute.
Yeah, so here we go. Oh, look at it. Oh my God, guys.
Be careful.
Check
Glue
it out.
I think it's probably pretty old. So
just like it was in the store, and it's not punched.
It
right?
doesn't. It's not correct because it should be in the left-hand corner. It should have a Toys R Us sticker.
Oh, look at that. Come on. Tell me that's not cool.
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's
the
really
IL
cool.
series would be better, but
oh my God, that's like very extremely rare. And this one even has look, you could tell that there's a fold in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's how old?
It's 1978, right? 9 maybe.
78, 1978.
Mattel.
So yeah, it's really cool. So I want to share that with you guys. I splurged a little bit. It wasn't that crazy priced, but to have one carded figure, I thought would be cool. And I saw this one, and I got it. I'm glad I did. All right, so
Paul's from Sears.
Yeah,
I would say Toys R Us because I can date that one. But
yeah, well, no,
around in 1978.
No Toys R Us, man. Sears and there were a couple of other, maybe JCPenney. There was a couple of catalogs that had some of these things, but the original commercial for the action figures. Professor Patton put it up. Really, really nice to see you guys coming on. Thank you for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. It's always a fun night having a great guest and then having you guys come on. And everybody that watches this later, hey, thank you for tuning in. I mean, sometimes we get like astronomical numbers, thousands of fans watch, and it's just mind-boggling.
Y'all crazy. So, that's a new one,
Yeah.
IFB, y'all crazy.
Lionel Playworld. All right, Scott. Hey, that's something to bring up. We should, on a future episode, we should actually talk about, have everybody name one of the stores that they originally bought a Battlestar Galactica, Classic Galactica toy.
Woolworth.
Or yep, there you go. Woolworth 5 and 10.
Yep. Woolworth most of my stuff, because that was the only thing in Wyoming that would sell something like that.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. We love having you on board. Please keep clicking the thumbs up and subscribe. Right? Don't forget to tell your friends.
And go ahead. Tell your friends,
yep.
family, and don't forget if you want to donate, we are available at Buy Me a Coffee.
Yes.
Just look for us under IFB, and you can buy us an ambrosia.
Yes.
So if you would like to support some of the stuff, the software, the
upgrades,
you would not believe the amount of money I spent on an upgrade for the Cylon base star there.
Oh boy,
It's
the platform alone.
It's over 1,000. Let's put it that way. So yeah, if you want to help out, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. We're always going to be here for you because
Absolutely.
fans are the best and fans fuel the fleet.
Stay safe. See you at our next show. Keep the faith. And remember, Chris,
fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet.
Here's to you guys.
Here's to you guys.
I got my regular beer now. I ran out.
Yeah, the no name. All right, guys. We'll see you again very, very soon. Happy to have you all
watching
on.
you.
You take care now.
We're watching.
That's right.